Boy, do I have a story for you guys. And few things first before I get into this tea. A lot of tea and shade is going to be thrown in this, and it's only because I somehow kind of feel like this person deserves it. So I'm not going to get into specifics, but people who were around at this time are definitely going to know who I'm talking about, and I give no, zero fucks about it. With that being said, here it is. I had my very, well, I wouldn't really say my first heartbreak. My first heartbreak when I really did actually like somebody. Only because I feel like this guy deserved it. He did. He did. Here's what went fucking down. For me to explain everything, I was a sheltered kid, a centered kid. I was very self-deprecating. I was taking the issues of other people and putting it on myself because I felt like I was undeserving of happiness. Like I was born into this cycle that, oh, this is getting too dark. But let me just say I was in a very self-deprecating circle that just was unhealthy. Went from ranges from everything to just me being on my own and literally being mute. So my very first year of middle school, I was to, to myself, as you heard me say in several videos. Click and go watch them. Um, this guy, nah. I ended up going into a summer. It wasn't even a program. It was just a fucking summer trip. So I went on a summer trip and didn't really want to go on it, but I felt like there was an obligation. But I just did it. So it was my first time getting away from my family and experiencing what it felt like to be on my own, and it was extremely sad and overwhelming for me. And so I went on this trip, and I met this guy. And I had no intentions on meeting anybody. I had no intentions on making friends. I was mute. So me being the queen that I am, no, I'm just kidding. So I get off this bus and the people that were running it was like letting people walk around and like look at stuff and ask questions and just like take everything in, smell the air, breathe it, walk around, stretch, whatever. So I started walking and walking and walking and walking, and then there was like this little cabin set up. Oh, I forgot to mention I was up in Lake Tahoe, and I loved it. And no bash, no hate to Lake Tahoe or anybody that I was with, any of the staff, because the staff were really great to me, and Lake Tahoe is beautiful. I want to go back. That being said, I was standing over, and as soon as I walked far away from the group, I noticed, well, not too far, but far off into like the dirt and trees and stuff. I saw that there was like a little tiny cliff, and I was like, no, I'm black, I'm not gonna do that. Then I saw like a little like fence set up next to a cabin. I was like, this is perfect because it has like a like a little railing set up, and then after that it's just like a 30-foot drop, 50-foot drop. I don't know. It was a huge drop onto the freeway. So I was just looking at that. I was taking it in. I was just breathing, and I was just like, and then this guy comes up, and he starts fucking talking to me. Now, like I said, I had no intentions of meeting anybody. I had no intentions of making friends. This guy came up and started talking to me, just so you guys know. So he started fucking talking to me, and at first I was confused. I was like, why aren't you going to talk to somebody else? Why you want to talk to me for? There's plenty of other people to talk to. You want to talk to the one person that's off by themselves, like living their life. Why wouldn't he want to go talk to somebody else, like in his level? I thought I was beneath him for some reason. So the guy just keeps talking, 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 and it's apparent to me that this guy is not going to go away. So, I'm just like making small talk, and tell you guys I was mute, but as soon as this guy came up to me and started talking, I was speaking again. And it was a huge step. It was an incredibly huge step for me. So this guy kept talking. I walked away. He followed me, and we ended up hanging out and having a good time. I did have a lot of fun. There was movie nights. There was swimming. There was tetherball. We played tetherball a lot. I think there was volleyball. There was group games. There was hiking involved. There was um like huge lake where we were, or huge lake. It was fucking Lake Tahoe. I'm such an idiot bitch. But so we're just like doing everything, living our best lives. We were only there for 2.5 days, basically. So there comes the part where there was like a little dance or whatever, and I didn't have dance clothes. I was not prepared for a dance. So the fact that there was a dance completely caught me off guard, and I was like, oh frick, well now I gotta dress up and look all nice and stuff. And my like idea of looking nice, because I didn't wear makeup. Like nobody wore makeup. Well, some people did, but majority of people didn't wear makeup in like the fucking seventh grade. Um, my idea with makeup was lip gloss. So like, girl, you got some? Yes, and done. And so, the thing how it was set up was the counselors decided that the options were stay in the cabin and like read or do something, because there was no electricity, there was no fucking nothing. So you get to sit there and read, or you can sit there and do whatever. You can go back to the cabin and take a nap or something, or you can go and dance and have a good time and drink and be socialize. So everybody in my cabin wanted to go to the party. So this girl goes to the party. Now I did not want to go there because I knew this guy was going to be there. So I was like, oh. And it's just like, not that I didn't want to see him, because I did, but the thing was, I knew that he was going to be dancing with other people, and I didn't know what position that would put me in. So I go in there, and what's the first thing I see? This fucking guy grinding up on some bitch, all like this. And I'm like, okay, hurt my heart a little bit. Hurt my heart a lot of it. And there was two girls that I had started to talk to at this party, and I explained to them what was going on and who I was looking at and who I was talking to. And, um, they understood, and they tried to build me some courage to go over there and talk to this guy. And at one point, I actually did, after I had enough. Oh, by the way, I can't believe I'm leaving. I almost left this part out. But before I even got in there, there was this creepy guy that came up to me, and he wasn't ugly, but he wasn't like super cute. And he came up to me, started complimenting me. He's just like, "You're so pretty with your long legs and like your little butt." And I was just like, "Fuck out my face, hope." But no, I was kidding. I didn't say that. I was just kidding. But I uh, I I declined him. He was like, "Can I get your number?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't have a phone." Like the the bitch. I was a brat, you guys. I was a fucking bitch brat. Whatever you want to call me. I was a brat. So I I just basically dismissed him and acted like I didn't have a fucking phone. And then I went in, and then I saw the guy. So the dance is over. Oh, actually, no. I keep forgetting like little details. So during the actual dance, the girls had talked me up enough to go and talk to him. And like once I got up there, like I didn't know, he was like, "Come and dance with us," and I was just like, "Nah." I wanted to, but then I didn't, because for one, I didn't know what I was doing. For two, I could see the guy who talked to me earlier previously staring at me, staring daggers into my fucking face. And I was too uncomfortable to do anything, so I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna go sit down. And that guy did follow me and asked me to dance too, and I was just like, no, absolutely not. And then I just kept, and then the guy came back over, and then I was like, hey, you don't think you want to get something to drink? Like, I haven't seen you drink anything since you've been here. And it was so lame of me to mention water, like the one time you get to talk to somebody you like have a crush on, and you mentioned fucking dehydration. So smooth, Amani, I know, right? So then, it's getting closer and closer to the time where it's actually time for the dance to be over. So then the actual freaking dance is over. Then, everybody goes right back to their cabins and everything's all cool and everything and shit. So, next day, we're leaving. The next day, we're leaving. And me and the guy, we had spoken, I think. Did we speak before we left? No, I don't think so. We didn't see each other. Well, we did. We saw each other, but we didn't speak. Yeah, we didn't speak. Everybody went. They grabbed all their bags, packed everything up, and put it on the bus. So everybody put their shit on the fucking bus, and then we were out. And then we finally got back to our little area, back to the school, the place we were at. Gets off the bus. Everybody grabs their shit, and then the guy comes over to me, starts talking. And I'm like, I'm confused because I'm like, okay, what are we friends? Are we in a relationship? Do you like me? Do you not? Are you talking to me because you roared? Like, I don't know what this guy's intentions were. And it was driving me crazy. It was driving me fucking crazy. So, anyway, he starts talking to me. And at this time while he's talking to me, I had been told that we were actually going to be going to school together in the next upcoming semester. And that was, for one, great to me because I got more chances to talk to him and to see him, but it was also awful because then I had to go and see him with other people like I just did. So I was happy at first, and then I was like, oh fuck, in my head, obviously. So, you know, ride pulls up, I go home, peace out, next semester. So next semester comes around, and I wanted to see him. I was excited to meet my eighth grade friend, and I went to go see him. I rushed over to his floor, and wasn't there. And I was sad about it, like a little brat. And I was looking around and stuff, and I had made like one or two friends that year because like my counselor was forcing me to talk to people, literally forcing. And then so I started talking to this girl who claimed to be friends with him. I don't know if she actually was or if she wasn't. It's not relevant. But I saw them talking, and I think they had classes together, so she definitely knew him, but I don't think they were like all close like that. So she starts telling me that, oh well, he wasn't here, but he probably just had a trip or something that got extended. So he ended up not coming for weeks, and then he ended up showing a few weeks later. I think it was 3 or 4, 5, even 5 or 6 weeks later into the semester. So I'm just standing there. I'm talking to my friend, and then all of a sudden, I just hear Andy. His name's not Andy, but I'm giving him the name Andy. I don't know. And girls are just coming out of classrooms. Girls are in the middle of the freaking hallway screaming their faces off like, Andy! Oh my god, Andy! Andy! And I'm just like, shut up. Shut the up. So I'm sitting in the middle of the hallway, and then I just see his little hair. Well, not little hair, but I see his hair. And then I'm like, this is real. Like, he's actually here. We're gonna, see each other a lot now. So, girls started crowding up around him. There was literally a fucking crowd. You would have thought, like, Chris Brown was in school or something. But no, it was just fucking eighth grader Andy that, like, all the girls were obsessed with, according to my friend. She said to me, oh yeah, he's really popular. Like, a lot of girls like him. I think he may even have a girlfriend. Why would you say that to somebody who obviously likes him? You don't fucking say that. Anyways, anyways, more time progresses and progresses, and I start getting a little bit more comfortable with my creepiness. It got so bad to the point where at lunch I knew exactly where he was going to be, and I knew exactly when to time when he was going to actually go and get his lunch. So I would make sure I was out of my classroom and out of my locker and ready to walk down at the same time as him. Or, but I would never sit and talk and hang out with him because I was too uncomfortable. So that table, and everybody had like their assigned table with their squad. So it was like a clique thing. I couldn't interfere, and I didn't know if his friends knew of me. I didn't know what the situation was. So I was just like, I'm not even, I don't want to be embarrassed, you know? So So one day she's talking to me and she tells me about his class. And she was like, well, one time when you're in homeroom, he has such and such class. And I was like, okay, I can work with this. She was like, you leave this time, you should be able to catch him in this such and such class. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go. I'm going to try it out. So I tell my teacher I'm going to the bathroom. I didn't go to the bathroom. I went straight over to his classroom. Yes, I did. Yes, I did, honey. Yes, I did. And I walked over there. And, I walked over to the classroom. I peeked in a little bit, didn't see the teacher. And then I peeked in and I didn't really see. There was like a huge thing in front of me, so I couldn't really see that the whole class was like huddled somewhere. So I peeked my head in, and then there was like a commotion. People started looking up, so I just panicked and I walked out. And as I'm walking out, I'm trying to make it seem like I was just going to my locker or something. This is insane. Guys, I'm insane. So I do all of this, and then I'm standing there in the middle of somebody's locker I don't even fucking know, and then I hear footsteps coming behind me, and obviously it's the guy. And then he's like, hey, how are you? And I don't know what his situation was to follow me, or if he saw me, or if what the situation was. He just came out. He was like, hey, nice to see you, and everything. And we're just like, I don't remember what the conversation was besides, hey, nice to see you, what you been up to, okay, bye. So it was basically a K bye, and then it was the second where like he kind of looked at me and like thought about what he was gonna do. So then he like pulled me in for a hug, and how the hug was set up, it was so unexpected and so like uncomfortable for me that automatically like my chin just like hooked onto like his fucking shoulder, and he strangled me to death. Literally, I was like, yeah, nice to see you. Like, fucking ew. So then he like let go, and I was just kind of sitting there floating on ice, and I literally think I may have just like sat on the stairs and like cried even a little bit. I didn't cry. I was like moments away from crying though, because I don't know. I was such a little brat, and like I don't know. I'm trying to justify this, but it all just sounds crazy. But as all my other stories, it obviously gets worse. I wouldn't stop there. I would occasionally, walk past classroom. I wouldn't do it every day because that's really crazy. I wasn't crazy enough for that. But I figured out what he would do after school. So how the situation was set up for after school was that every day after school, I knew that he would go and talk to his friends, go to his locker, and then walk to the store, because that's what a lot of the kids did, because there was a corner store everybody went to. It was kind of the hangout spot at our school. There was also like a restaurant. It's kind of like a restaurant. It was, I don't think it was a restaurant. Whatever, there was two stores. There was a liquor store and there was another store slash restaurant. And I knew that him and his friends would go there, and I would creepily follow. But it wasn't like a 10 feet behind, 20 feet behind. It was like 5 feet behind, creepily. But I would never say anything. So either I would be by myself or I would be by my friends, and I would fucking stalk. Yes, I did. I'm exposing myself. And while doing all of this, I would just like walk and watch him talk to his friends really creepily. I would stand in trees. I would stand behind trash cans. I would stand in people's yards. I would go stand at the store and talk to my friend, and she'd be like, I want to go home or I want to go back to school. And I'd be like, no, let's stay here and like talk. And then I had to, explain to her why I didn't want to do all of that. And I could have just said, I'm like, I'm stalking somebody, but I'm pretty sure I made up something else. And how the situation was where either I would go there, stand there, and watch him like talk to his friends, or um, I would go buy something from the store And I had like a daily routine where I would just go and like either get hot Cheetos or I would get Laters, because that was all I ate my sixth and seventh and eighth grade year of school was Laters or hot Cheetos. It's extremely unhealthy for you and like not cool, but not a health queen. So me being the stock queen, I'm not gonna give myself that title. That's too crazy even for me. But I remember one day I had didn't know that he, I don't know if it was his house or a friend's house or whatever the situation was. I followed him. And before you judge me, I didn't follow him all the way. Just like maybe less than a mile away. All the way, all the way, all the way further from the school until like it started getting into the hills, and I was scared that I was gonna get lost and not find my way back home. So I stopped following him at that point, and I hope he didn't know I was following him, but now he definitely knows. So thanks a lot, Amani. Um, that's just like you know. And before anybody says like, "Why are you so crazy?" Like, I didn't bring this on myself. He brought this. I didn't like engage in stuff with him. He engaged with me. So I would find little ways at lunch to like run into him, and it was always awkward because he was with his friends. So I felt like after school would be best because he was gonna be alone at one point. So the ending, how we kind of, were done talking to each other. One day I was at my aunt's and I was doing something on the computer. Definitely was not homework. I think I was like playing a game or I was looking at something, and I had my phone on her charger. It was hooked up to the computer, and it was a desktop, I think, some type of desktop computer. And I got up to go to the bathroom, and I came back, and my aunt's like, "Hey, some girl just called here and said for you to stop texting." No, she was like, "Some girl just called here and said for you to stop texting her man, her baby daddy." And I was like, "What?" She was like, "Yeah, some girl just called and said, can you please stop texting my man Andy? That's my baby daddy and everything." And I'm just like, huh. All this time you know me, you never mentioned that you went and had a girlfriend or that you had a baby, which I'm pretty sure he fucking didn't. So I was like, okay, so that's how it's gonna be played. Cool. And my mom was like, maybe you shouldn't like engage with this person anymore. He has a kid. Like, you don't want that kind of drama. And obviously, I'm a seventh grader. I don't want that fucking drama. I was like, and I'm still kind of this way. Like, if you're married or you have a kid, I usually just don't mess with you because I don't want the drama. And not saying that kids are drama, but the baby mamas and the baby daddies can be drama. So I just stay away from those people. Now, I have not spoken to this person since that last conversation. So, this person now has done a complete 480 change, living their best life. I'm not mad or, you know, angered about anything. I wish them all the best. I don't think this person will see this video, but in case you do, I wish you all the best. And by that, I'm done with my story. Bye, you guys.